Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. My partner's father is a man who's very comfortably in his 80s, and a couple of years ago he was having problems with his laptop. He called the store where he purchased the laptop to ask what to do or whether he could return the laptop so they could take a look at the laptop. And each time he called, he kept getting fobbed off, and he must have called a good handful of times. And then one bright sunny summer's afternoon, he went and stood outside the offending store, and he literally stopped every single person as they attempted to enter the store and told them how bad the service was. I wouldn't go in there if I was you. They're so bad. Once they have your money, they don't care about you. Needless to say, a few minutes later, the laptop issue was resolved. Moral of the story: sometimes in life you need to be a little bold, a little unpredictable. But the majority of times, there are a couple of ways you can complain, which will yield results, and if done well, better results than you expected. I'm Anesu Sagonda, and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things. Whether you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality, under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. There are a couple of ways in which you can complain. Either straight after the incident has occurred, you can request to see the manager, the most senior person there, and you complain immediately. Or you can send an email after the incident has arisen. And I'd say respond as quickly as possible, email as quickly as possible, whether it's the next day, a couple of days later, but keep it to within a week if it's possible, under a week from when the situation occurred. That way it's still fresh in everybody's mind and it can be dealt with there and then. It's not an issue people have forgotten about, and it may not be taken as seriously. And then there's a third way of complaining, which is linked to emailing, in that you can complain on the brand's social media platform. One of their platforms, brands don't like that because their dirty laundry is being aired out in the open. They want to be seen by consumers to be a good brand. And if there's an issue, they react and resolve things very quickly. But that's a very modern way of complaining. And it's something I personally have done, and I've got responses, I've got feedback, I've got the desired outcome that I wanted. But I'm more inclined to recommend emailing over talking to someone, for example, there and then. It all very much depends on what you're complaining about, how severe it is. But when you complain there and then, sometimes you haven't had time to really reflect and think, what happened? Maybe I was in the fault. And think through all the dynamics of the complaint. You may be someone, for example, who gets a little charged and voices may be raised. You haven't had time to maybe calm down or to just logically think through the situation, air your grievances, and then come to a conclusion without getting charged up. Whereas emailing, which I'm more inclined, as I mentioned, to recommend, do it quickly. You have time to actually think through what you want to say, how you want to say it. I would always say be gracious, look at your tone, never complain in an aggressive, attacking manner. Keep it concise. What I always say: praise, criticism, and praise. Opening paragraph, praise the brand. Why do you like the brand? Why were you in the store in the first place? And then the body of the message, the email, is where you then criticize. Keep it factual, don't put in emotions, just the facts, what happened. Don't waffle, and if possible, just have bullet points so people can just see what it is that happened very quickly. And then end with praise, where you're saying, I still like the brand, I'd like to go back, what you would like to see happen, for example. Being gracious, watching your tone, being factual makes a huge difference, because the person who's reading it, they're not automatically put on the back foot. They don't automatically become defensive because they feel the brand is getting attacked, or the person who you may be complaining about is getting attacked. They are relaxed when they read the message, and they can think through what you've said and speak to whoever may have been involved with the issue and get to the bottom of the complaint once they have both sides of the story, and then they can come up with the truth, the interpretation of what exactly happened. But with complaints, as I've learned, I recently complained, I'm going to attach the video above. I had an issue with Church's boots that I bought from Matches Fashion. And Matches Fashion were giving me the runaround. And this is something that many people on social media have complained about. I'm still in the middle of sorting it out. I've spoken to a couple of people and waiting for a response. But emailing is fantastic because you have a paper trail. You know what you sent, what was said, you get a response. And then what tends to happen where I have emailed and received a response, it's one of two things. Depending on how severe it is, they give you a response, or they invite you into the store or request an appointment to talk over the phone. And then you can just go through the issue and what happened and your thoughts and what you suggest and what their thoughts are as well. So complaining is tricky. I know a lot of people don't complain, particularly in the United Kingdom. It's very un-British to complain. You put up and shut up with things. But when you are paying a premium for luxury products, you need to complain. The brand needs to know where they've gone wrong so they can improve. Hopefully they can improve. They can sort out the issue and put in better processes or facilitate training. So whatever the issue may have been, isn't something that's continually repeated. It'd be great to hear your thoughts. Are you someone who complains? Do you put up and shut up? Or do you complain? How do you complain? And what have you found gets you the desired results? As always, your thoughts in the comments. To all my viewers, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon.